We will eliminate legs 1 and 6, 1, 7 and 1, 8 and go on to legs 130 and 150. You're in price discovery at that time, correct? I continue to believe that cryptocurrency is worth $2 trillion, 0 cents, and gold is worth $22 trillion, 0 cents. And eventually, as more and more young people inherit money for their elderly parents, you're going to see cryptocurrency equal gold. It's a long way from here to, okay, let me just show you the crypto bill, which you also possess. According to Hein, the Genius Act aims to safeguard American finance's future. Stablecoin gives Americans quicker, less expensive, and more transparent ways to transfer money, while also strengthening the US dollar's hegemony and modernizing our antiquated payment systems. The next wave of financial technology is digital asset technology. The US is prepared to take the lead. It appears that they have secured more consumer protections following some democratic negotiating, and they are now prepared to put this to a vote. Therefore, the Genius Act, which is the main cryptocurrency bill that the Senate will be considering next week, will concentrate on creating a federal regulatory framework for stablecoins that are based on US assets. The bill's goal is to provide the first thorough legal framework for payment stablecoins in the United States that addresses national security, anti-money laundering, and consumer safeguards. To limitations on stablecoin issuance, recent events following last week's failure to proceed because of Democratic opposition primarily centered on consumer protection, national security, and anti-money laundering laws. Democrats voted against this. They wanted the bill to include these items. Republicans either wanted additional protections in the measure or didn't include these elements. Thus, they took that action. That's what we want, isn't it? They stood their ground. We want the law to include all of these things. You are protected by these %. Of course, the bank must turn a profit. You want to pay then 6 or 7% on a loan at the moment is simply, really tough, isn't it? You were able to obtain a loan for about 1% back in 2020, correct? It's so inexpensive. It was really inexpensive. And now, due to all of these factors, you are unable to. Although we're hopeful that interest rates will decline in the next month, stable coinage will be essential in this situation because China, Japan, and other allies are beginning to dump treasury bonds due to the amount of debt that America has, and how we're not actually paying much attention to that debt. We continue to add and add and add. Whether you are a Democrat or a Republican is irrelevant. When you look over the last 20 years, you can see that they have gained $36 trillion, 0 cents since 2000. You have Clinton and Bush. Excuse me, actually. In fact, Clinton managed to balance the budget. I mean, of all people, it was Clinton. You've got Biden, you've got Trump, and now you've got Trump once more. Spending has not decreased. Spending has increased even further when Biden took over compared to the same period during Trump's administration. Therefore, nations are concerned about this debt, and we continue to spend money that we do not have. As a result, they are dumping for this reason as well, as to gain strategic advantage. Say, hey, you're not interested in making a good trade offer to us. We're going to dump your debt along with these. And it's going to be a negative thing if the bond's 10-year yield rises beyond 5%, isn't it? Because financial services are America's product. Come put your money in our market, banks and nation. It will be safe and secure, and you will receive a return. People will go and invest their money elsewhere if the US markets are in a freefall. Since treasury bonds are what you use to support stablecoins, you need stablecoin issuers to purchase the treasury bonds that other nations are dumping. Okay, the Trojan horse for the US dollar's hegemony is stablecoins. Stablecoins have proven that the US doesn't need to impose its will on other countries. Rather, financial services that are unique to cryptocurrencies wind up naturally expanding the dollar's reach. This is the strategy. Let the free market take care of the rest, embrace stablecoins, regulate them, and keep them inside the US framework. That's what the highlighted section is trying to convey. Kevin O'Leary is also here discussing loot ways, adore the concept of innovation, although it has nothing to do with Bitcoin. The money center banks have been sabotaging the cryptocurrency market for years. Bitcoin has nothing to do with it. Digital payment systems are used. That's the possibility. We have a fantastic opportunity here. Now, the reason that will be significant and the reason that the price of Bitcoin will increase is because it will mark the beginning of the following act, the Market Infrastructure Act. And the reason it matters to everyone in this room is that we will ultimately decide whether Bitcoin is a security or a commodity. And $1 trillion will arrive and index that asset once that is decided and regulated. Katie barred the doors. We should all hope that occurs while we are still here. Cool. Now, according to Jake Clavers, when might a reverse carry trade take place? Let's play this. It sounds interesting. When is the reverse carry trade most likely to occur in your opinion? I believe they need to have ETFs lined up and XRP futures in place. I believe that everything must be in its proper position. There is the stablecoin bill. It might be swiftly passed. Although Tether has essentially already relocated abroad, they have been informed that they would be bound by US regulations and the stablecoin bill. Mike, it is in your place. With the digital pound and digital euro in the Eurozone, the UK is prepared to depart. All of these other major central banks, including the Bank of Japan, are prepared to promote their digital currency and stablecoin. With everything they require, Bank of Japan is prepared to proceed. All we have to do is wait for oil to soar. That will force the Bank of Japan to immediately raise interest rates and everything will start. I'm not sure if that will be due to a shortage or something that occurs in the Middle East. I believe that's the gunshot that will set everything in motion and cause it to occur. And because everything is prepared and ready to go when they start this deal, it will happen much more quickly than people expect. Therefore, I believe that the CME is the final component they need in place in order to be able to hedge and make money after the 19th year in May. As a result, you already have the xrp ETF, which is a long futures XRP ETF with 2 times leverage. And you also have, yes, but it resets every 24 hours. So that's a 24-hour period. Actually, it's not. The CEO of Tickerium, the company that released that product, was interviewed by me. The product is the 24-hour reset. It's not as though the product won't be used by many individuals. ProShares has introduced their XRP ETFs for both short and long positions. No spots ETFs as of yet. I believe that every institution is on board. Jamie, I believe Chase, JP Morgan and Jamie Dimon are on board. I believe in HSBC, the BIS, the IMF, the Fed, the Treasury, the United States and the BRICS countries. Everyone is cleared to proceed. I adore that. Okay. In addition, JP Morgan, BlackRock, Ondo and Onduan. We have never witnessed something like that in history. You can now go from tokenized bank deposits to tokenized treasury for the first time ever. Ladies and gentlemen, the system is functioning flawlessly. As they begin to test it thoroughly, see the smile on this man's face. That smile won't go away. Indeed, we're thrilled to report that we witnessed a transaction in which an investor subscribed atomically to a tokenized treasuries product on JP Morgan's permissioned blockchain ledger using a tokenized deposit. Oh, the first actual testnet with USG on the Ondo chain transaction. For the first time, you can go from a tokenized bank deposit to a tokenized treasury around the clock. Additionally, it begins to dismantle the boundaries between the innovation occurring in the public blockchain ecosystem and the long-standing practices of banks such as JP Morgan in this area. Okay, it brings me great joy to collaborate with Apex Exchange. Listen, guys, they were made in 2017. No KYC is necessary. In the US, you are able to use them. They are a DEX with superpowers. The overall trading volume was $62,700,000,000, 0 cents. Nearly 90 million trades have been made by them. 17.42 million is the open interest amount. This is the user interface. You have a wealth of excellent knowledge at your fingertips to help you become the successful trader you are destined to be. Set out on your quest to centralized trading, they offer smooth multi-chain trading with affordable costs. Whether you're trading any of these expensive cryptocurrencies or more recent meme coins or other AI agents, they also provide you with a complete range of trading products. You can increase your profits by simply paying 0.002 to creators and 0.005 to takers. Initially, you have an amazing 24-hour volume. Take a look at this, $355 million, 0 cents. I've been using Apex Exchange for a few weeks now, and you can receive up to $30,000, 0 cents in cash. Welcome.